YouTube land. I have been making Dogman videos on the Bigfoot Dogman topic here lately, and someone had commented on one of the Dogman videos and said, I really like this video, and then they said your best work by far was the video about demons hiding in the furniture. And I was thinking, what video is he talking about? So I started thinking about all the different videos that he might have been talking about. Turns out he was talking about the Todd Farley story, where I was showing pictures of the headboard. He had a glass headboard on his bed, and he felt like something told him, he felt like God told him, or the Holy Spirit told him, or something like that, to shut the door, turn the light on, and take a picture. And so that's what he did. And when he did that, there was several faces that was in that glass on the headboard. And a couple of them I showed at the very beginning of the video that looked like, demonic beings that were black and what have you. And then there was one face that looked really, really humanoid that was like down on the right corner when you're looking at it. And it was very, very, very humanoid looking and creepy looking, as if this or several demonic beings were hiding in the furniture. So when he said your best work by far was the demons hiding in the furniture video, I started thinking about what video he might be talking about, because I didn't know at first. And I have that Todd Farley story that I just mentioned, where the demonic beings was in the headboard, because it was glass and you could see it, and being extra dimensional or trans-dimensional, they seem to have been really kind of phased out, and they were inside that headboard there, because he felt like these beings are hiding in the furniture and they're setting snares or traps for people in really odd places, like near your head. And then I had the Josh Peck story on the Nazi prophecy thing, where he had a bookshelf that was in his room, and there was something hiding right between the wall and the bookshelf in a really, really dark area, and he kept looking at it. And finally this thing kind of like unfolded and stood up, and it was a huge shadow entity that he called a spirit of Antichrist. And that was a really creepy thing, where the entity seemed to have been using the furniture as a kind of a camouflage, the shadow beside the furniture there. And then I had the story of demons under the covers, and there was a gray alien type creature that was hiding behind the curtains. And this girl who gave this story to me could see the feet of this creature sticking out, underneath the curtains, where they come down almost to the floor, and the feet were sticking out. She was looking at it, and then the next thing she knew is there was a gray alien type creature under the covers in her bed. Another really, really creepy story. And then there's the demon hiding in the bedroom, the guy from Australia, where I ended up getting the Darrow picture from. And he was using a combination of, there was black lights he had in his room, and he had infrared already from the CCTV, closed circuit TV stuff that he had around his house. So there was infrared, a black light, and then he was shining this flashlight and using a camera, and it was picking up something that looked like it was morphing behind the curtains, so you could kind of see it kind of changing shapes and morphing over and over, and kind of flipping and unfolding, and very, very strange situation there. And it was manipulating his computer even, and he had some people that was practicing some black magic, gang stalking type situation going on. And then the John von Bronsnake video, he had behind his bed on the wall, the headboard's up against the wall, he woke up and a doorway was opened kind of behind his bed, like if this is his bed right here. He had a door opened up, and there was two men in black type beings behind the bed, leaning over with a device scanning his forehead. A very odd and creepy situation there. And so another situation where something hiding and using the furniture kind of as a way, behind the bed kind of scenario. Using while he's laying on the bed, they have kind of using that whole setup there as a snare and what have you. And then the John Bronsnake thing, another situation there, he was in bed on a different story he sent, and the shadow beings actually infiltrated his and his wife at the same time. They both woke up from a horrible nightmare, and there was a shadow entity that was hovering above them, and this thing had come into both of their dreams. And I had basically been talking about how angelic beings in the scriptures could come into your dreams. So these are actual physical creatures, beings that could come inside of a dream and give you a real message. So they were real beings. They could eat and everything, but their flesh is different. The glory of them are different. Kind of like when Jesus could walk through the doors to the upper room, but then say, Thomas, feel me and see if I'm not flesh and bone. An extra dimensional body, but still very much solid flesh. Anyway, and then there was another one where a demon was hiding in this one woman's bedroom beside the bed, and she could see it from the light from the window, the outline silhouette, and it spit into her mouth. Very, very scary situation there. And then stories of the supernatural kind, there was a demon hiding behind the headboard again, and the girl reached down and touched it, and it was like it had some kind of deal where it was like hunched over, and it had his finger like on his forehead looking like it was thinking, and I called it the thinking demon. That's another one. And then the Brian Thompson video where he had a 7-hour battle with a reptilian type, he called a feathered serpent demonic entity. He battled it for 7 hours in his house. And then at the end of this battle, it takes off after he's rebuked it and battled with it for 7 hours. And then it was hiding in the air conditioner, and he could see the red glow of the eyes in the air conditioner. And so it was hiding in, something in the house there, inside the air conditioner, and looking at him. And he ended up, going after it. Says, I see you in there, and he went after it, Brian had a very tough battle right there. But anyway, the other day, well, about maybe a month ago, I was in here in my room, and I was thinking, oh man, I've gained so much weight, I really need to start doing sit-ups again and what have you. And so I was on the floor here. This is my bed I'm sitting on, but this dresser right here, I basically put my feet underneath this dresser, and I do some crunches or sit-ups, and I used to do them every single day, and and I lost weight from doing that, so I thought I would start doing that again and see if I could lose some of this weight that I've gained. But anyway, as I was sitting here doing this, the sit-ups, I heard something. And like if you ever watched a movie where they have the insectoid type or gray alien type even beings, and they make a really weird insectoid sounding sound, and I'll see if I can kind of imitate it to give you an idea of what I heard, but it was kind of like one of those popping and kind of like a kind of that sound. And when I heard it, I was like, what in the heck is that? And I was on the floor, and it sounded like it was coming from behind this dresser thing here. So I kind of I leaned over, and I was looking over there to see what the heck that sound was, because I know what I heard. I heard it, and it was an insectoid, weird, poppy kind of weird sound. And I thought, what in the heck is that? So as I leaned over, I was looking kind of behind, over to the side of the dresser, thinking that it was coming from behind this little end table dresser thing. And as I did that, Dana basically leaned over and she put her arm on this pillow here on my side of the bed there, and she screamed out. She goes, "Ow!" And I was like, "What in the heck?" And she goes, "What in the world was that?" Something shocked me. And and it was, she screamed out like it was really a hard shock, and I didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want to scare her and tell her what I just had heard. So I basically told her it must have just been static electricity or something, or you hit your funny bone. And anyway, that's what happened, and it made me, when this guy commented on the channel, it made me think about that, and that there's kind of something set up there to maybe manipulate electromagnetic or something like that to try to cause like this Persinger's God helmet situation, where they bombard the frontal lobes with electromagnetic energy, and then it makes you perceive extra dimensional type things, and he basically thinks that he can recreate that, and so he's debunking those spiritual kind of things, encounters that people have like that. And then about maybe a year ago, I was talking with Josh Peck about an encounter that I put in that video, and I got to turn the lights back. I was going to show you this situation here. Anyway, me and Josh Peck had talked about when we were both studying something having to do with Nazi kind of stuff. He had called me and told me that he was studying about this Nazi thing, and then he had this really weird, strange encounter with this shadow thing that was in his room, and he felt like it was linked to him studying this Nazi prophecy type thing. So I told him about something that happened to me when I was studying the exact same topic. And basically, I was here in the living room because I was snoring and keeping Dana up. So she's like, "You're gonna have to go in the living room and sleep so that I can get some rest, because I got to get up in the morning." So I said, "Okay, I'll go in there and you can get some sleep." So I came in here and I sat in the recliner right here, and I kicked back in the recliner, and I was gonna try to get some sleep, and I was kind of trying to get comfortable and what have you, and kicking back, and I wasn't sleepy. I was fully awake, and I closed my eyes, and I was kind of trying to snooze, trying to get to sleep. And I opened my eyes up, and right here in front of the recliner, I'm talking about right about here where my foot's at, you know, there was a black, totally jet black, blacker than night shadow being, but he was solid looking, and he had white irises, and I could see his pupils and his irises, and they were white, but like a dirty white. And he was leaned over, looking at me, like putting the stare down, like he was trying to put me in a trance with his eyes. And I noticed that in a lot of the stories that people tell of the gray entities, the gray alien type entities, they talk about the stare or the gaze that these beings have that can put them into a paralysis state. And I felt like that's what the thing was trying to do. So when I opened my eyes and I saw it, it scared me pretty bad, and I jumped. I was like, what the? And I thought that maybe I woke Dana up and everything, because I was screaming pretty loud, but she didn't hear it. I guess because it was just like a quick one scream thing. And anyway, I jumped and I flipped the recliner back over, and I rolled out of the recliner back behind me, and then the recliner flopped back down, you know, and I jumped up, and it was gone. But, you know, some people might say, well, why didn't you rebuke it or whatever? But I'll tell you this, and when you see something like that, you'll jump first and you'll get scared, and then you'll think about the rebuking part. But anyway, it was standing there, leaned over. I mean, I'm talking about just a couple feet away from me, really, really, really close, trying to put me into that paralysis state with his gaze. And yeah, I think it was linked to, you know, trying to make this connection on a particular video about the magic wand thing. I was trying to make a connection, and, you know, to the Nazi thing and the Vril occult stuff that he messed with. And anyway, that's the story of what happened here in this living room and then in the bedroom. And so when this guy brought up this topic of stuff hiding in the furniture, and it made me think about all the different stories I've collected. And I've collected a lot of stories, and I just keep gathering the stories and keep making the videos, and I've got hundreds and hundreds of stories that I've not made into videos, and basically it's all added up to a big picture, and we're finally starting to be able to come to some conclusions from these kind of things.